I'm in Zoom now. If you wanted to log in. Okay. Got that. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm Nick.
Adam.
Adam, nice to meet you. Awesome. You're here.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
What's going to happen? Do you want to use your computer?
I would be happy to not use my computer because I actually forgot my charger or screen.
Okay, no worries. So do you want to send me your slide deck?
I think I sent it to or you or someone.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Let me check.
If not, I mean, I have my computer. I would be happy to borrow it. Or I have like 40%. So.
No, we can make it happen. If I had the slides, I can.
But I see coffee here.
There is. There's white mugs on the left,
Perfect.
and then there's a
Thank you.
coffee thing on the right.
Right?
We're a little short of 1 million, but we're getting there. It's a work in process. It's a lot of cups. Where's your co-working space?
I'm actually doing a trial on like Alpenites on Black Street.
Yep.
This place is really cool.
Check it out. Everybody's doing it.
How does it work here? It's just like
They have 4 different memberships. In the office, there's shared desks up at the front.
cool.
Then there's a co-working membership, so you can just have any like in this open here, and there's like open seating also in the front room too.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to embark. I'm in the market.
Yeah, I looked around at 3 or 4 different places. I like this one the best, so I work out of here as well.
Are you the organizer?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Like who sponsors 1MCDEN Cups? Like what's the affiliation?
Kaufman Foundation, just out of Kansas City. They're really big into entrepreneurship, so they
Got it.
get this all up and running around the nation. I don't have a slide deck for me. I just searched by your. Maybe you sent it to Allie.
I don't know. Did you email me asking for it?
Yeah,
Let's see.
or if from Denver at 1 million cups
Okay.
would be the email. Let me
Oh,
know.
I sent it to Josh.
Oh, okay. Send it to me.
Okay.
Or
No
send it
worries.
to Denver at 1 million cups.
Okay.
Josh didn't send it to me.
Denver at 1millioncups.com.
Yep.
And the Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Green Spaces fiber?
And Green Denver. What? Laugh? Let me work. No. Like that?
There should be.
And then, whoops. Okay.
Denver at 1 million cups.
Have you presented in the past at different events?
Not this specific presentation, and we're doing actually a fundraise right now.
Sweet.
So we get a lot of practice doing different versions of this.
Cool. All right, I got it.
I think Josh told me 6 minutes, and then we need time for Q&A. It'll probably be shorter than 6 minutes. I mean, I can be wordier and longer. Like, are there questions in this Zoom world?
Yeah. We open up to questions in both the audience here and then also on Zoom as well.
Cool.
But there's only me one presenter. The other one canceled
Okay.
on us. So if you can go as long as you want. Really. So if there's more information you want to present on, you can. But it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah. I mean, I took out a bunch that I thought was like extra.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The idea is not necessarily like present your whole business, but present what you want feedback on. So,
Yeah.
as long as you're doing that, we're good. And then let me see, how do I want to view this? Probably want me to not view it from here.
If you're using preview, you can hide.
It's being opened by Chrome.
Oh, no, that's not.
That's not, yeah. Okay. Let's go. Full screen?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Perfect.
I have a clicker here if you want to use it.
Oh,
Cool.
great.
It does work. Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. So this down means advance.
That's opposite of what I would have thought.
So a mind game.
Yeah,
but
like
yeah.
down that way.
Yeah, go like that.
Yeah.
Line it up.
I'll hold it upside down.
And then we're screwed. This is what's gonna happen then. Okay. You from the area?
I live not originally, moved to Denver about a year ago. So new to Denver, but live here permanently now.
Cool.
So I originally from New York, was living in Tel Aviv, Israel for the last few years.
Are you there?
The company I work for is called Via. It's like a ride sharing company. We're big in New York. Via.
Okay.
Yeah, and like all of their engineering is in Tel Aviv. It's like
Okay.
a half Israeli company, and so I moved from New York to Tel Aviv to be an engineer.
Nice.
And then moved back here, and my partner and I work together, and he's still in New York, but we're doing this. We just actually finished the Techstars Boulder program,
Oh, nice.
so yeah, that ended 2 weeks ago. So now I'm trying to find roots and make community in the Denver startup
Nice.
stuff.
How was the Techstars
It was
experience?
awesome. It was really cool. I mean, it was remote.
Yeah.
So that has its own challenges. So it has its challenges. Like I would say the most valuable part for us is the mentorship that we got out of it.
Yeah.
Different people who are very connected in the Boulder and otherwise like greater startup and
Yeah.
e-commerce and also startup and VC and stuff like that. So the mentorship was by far the best part. I would say like the people that I became closest to as like other founders are like the two that happen to live in Denver. Like no one else relocated.
Yeah.
And there were people from New York and California, 2 companies from Latin America, one in Colombia, one in Panama,
Yeah.
one in Korea. So it's like really cool that we had this like very international footprint, but the like developing those kinds of really strong like founder relationships didn't really happen as much.
Yeah, and which kind of negative of remote, because then you get
Definitely a negative.
if it's all in person, you get to see each other every day and
Yeah.
build a relationship.
On the same time, like I think we got a lot of the benefits of like the network and the mentorship without having to like without a lot of distraction. So like it's not like we were in an office space with like a lot of noise. I think typically the program people that work long hours because they're so inundated with new
Other
people
things,
and
yeah.
all these things going on in their co-working space. And so I think that the nature of remote was we would plug in for a meeting and then just be back at our desk.
Yeah.
So
How many mentors were you connected to?
So you end up with 3 to 4 per company, but
Yeah.
they do in the week 2 of the program like a speed dating where we met 48 in a week in these like 20-minute rapid fire meetings, and then had a few follow-ups. And it's like a double match process where mentors decide who they jive with,
Yeah.
and companies decide who they think would be the best fit.
Cool.
So all of our mentors, this was like all of our mentors are in Boulder. Not all of them in the program this year were Boulder based, but
Yeah.
this year all of our like specifically for us like Boulder-based people,
Cool.
which was really cool. So like we've been to them, the Boulder.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Why'd you pick Boulder Techstars
Um,
versus all the other ones?
For me, I mean, like I think it's the OG. So part of it was that it's like just the like flagship program.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I lived here, and so I was like, okay,
That's gonna
like,
be- yeah.
that's cool. I mean, I was like kind of hopeful or optimistic that maybe it would be remote. I mean, but and then yeah, I mean, mostly that just seemed like a good fit given I was here in Colorado and
Yeah.
also it's like highly respected.
Did you look into Boomtown?
No.
It's another accelerator in Boulder. They're pretty popular.
Cool.
I think Boomtown and Techstars, they both have their demo day
Mhm.
around the same time.
Okay,
It's at
okay.
Boulder Theater,
Oh,
like
cool.
a really big event, and
Yeah.
they always have a great after party. So
That's fun.
I've been to a handful of those and get to meet a lot of founders through it, which is fun. Can't wait to have those again. But that's always we look forward to is the demo day for both of those.
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
see like what you guys made.
Yeah,
hear about
unfortunately,
it.
this year demo day was all remote, so like
Yeah.
we'd love to have been on stage with Boulder Theater.
Yeah.
That would be sweet. But this year it's remote. I think they did a good job of it. Like it was like well produced. It was a live event, but it was like basically an hour,
Yeah.
and it was each company had like 5 minutes, a 2-minute like pre-recorded video and then like 2 questions and answers. And so it's just very like quick.
Yeah.
one from me, and I thought it was really well done. But again, it's remote, so like
Yeah.
you don't get the
Move it just a little bit closer so
Sure.
it goes inside.
You want to help me
Yeah.
pick this up? Computer, 1,
Yeah,
2, 3.
computers and Wi-Fi.
Okay.
perfect.
All right.
Well, I don't want this, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You found it.
Where was it?
My new desk. The moving desk
Where's your new desk?
by the window in front.
To the window. To the wall. Okay. Ski, 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 ski.
Ah, good.
Yes.
What did she
Urban Dictionary. I don't know.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
My Oh, let's do this. Check, check. 1, 2. We're going to start in about a minute, everyone. If you guys want to come sit down, we have seats to make it more friendly. Don't bite it hard. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. You'll use this computer right here, and you can stay and present here.
He's the top you can see, and
Yeah.
then this is just an audience panel that points up so everybody can see the people here.
Cool. Okay.
Are we passing around the mic today?
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Good morning, everyone. For people here at Green Spaces, there's coffee in the back and tea as well. The Wi-Fi password is Green Denver if you need it. And just COVID stuff, please wear masks while you're walking around. And when we do Q&A with the mic, please have your mask on as well. Cool. Clicker is not working. All right. For people on Zoom, please mute yourself when you're not speaking. Welcome to use the raise hand button during the Q&A so we know if you have a question. And you're welcome to use the chat feature as well during Zoom to share links and connect with other members as well. My name is Nick Campion. I'll be your MC for today. Welcome to add me on LinkedIn. I'll share some links in a little bit about who's presenting and my LinkedIn link as well. Here at 1MCDEN Cups, we meet every Wednesday at 9 a.m. via Zoom and Green Spaces here in Rhino. Coffee and tea at every meeting. If you have a mug, you can show it off. This is mine for today. We have about 909. We have a lot of white mugs right now. So we're getting close to 1 million cups here at Green Spaces. 6-minute presentations. After the presentations, 15 to 20 minutes of audience feedback and constructive insights. It's a great place for entrepreneurs to be vulnerable, open, and transparent. We're here to discuss ideas, not people, and build connections. In terms of what 1 Million Cups Denver is looking for, we're looking for middle stage ideas, products, startups, companies, individuals that need and want feedback, and people that are comfortable presenting and receiving what the community has to say. So if you're interested in presenting, please go to our website, 1millioncups.com/Denver, fill out a quick application. We'll send you a calendar link to get you booked. We'd love to hear about your idea. So who is new to 1 Million Cups today? We got John, Teresa's new to 1 Million Cups Denver, and Adam as well. Anybody on Zoom? All you guys have been around, Jeff, Paul, Gregorius, Ian. Awesome. Well, if you guys don't know, we have a website, 1millioncups.com/Denver. I just mentioned it before. You go here, you can sign up for a free membership. We do send out a weekly email about who's presenting. So if you check off the following box, you'll get that email. We do have a LinkedIn group. This is where I share a lot of links about who's presenting, other events. It's a great place to connect with others. I will share the link to this in the Zoom chat in a little bit. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Green Spaces. That's where we're at today, right now, here in Rhino. Good Elephant, The Perk, that's the coffee we're drinking. Founders Craft, The Commons on Champa, and Colorado Lending Source. Let's give all of them a big round of applause. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you. Shout out to Green Spaces Co-working. Ali, you want to say something about Green Spaces so I'm not just rambling up here? Let me get you a microphone. I think it'd be a little more engaging if someone else has talked for like 30 seconds.
You're very engaging. 1 Million Cups is at Green Spaces. We are a co-working space. We have a multitude of different types of memberships that you can come in and work. You can come in and just do the day. We have a really cool new clubhouse membership, which is just $99 a month. and you can come in and use the space. The idea is like, what if there was a coffee shop where you didn't feel bad working all day long or buy a million muffins? So yeah, we're 100% sustainable. We have 160 solar panels on the roof. So whatever we don't use, we're giving back to the grid. Everything in this space is repurposed, reclaimed. Wood is used to build all of our pod desks and everything. So, and we do have a lot of wonderful community events, which I'll bug you about later. So come and see us. I'm always at the front desk. I'm the manager here. Just come in if you have any questions or give us a call. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Ellie. Shout out to the org team, myself, Josh, Ellie, Courtney, Gregarious, Kevin, Carter. Thank you for all you do. Keep up the great work. We're slowly building and getting awesome again. So now I'm looking for some volunteer introductions, both here in Green Spaces and on Zoom as well. Just looking for people to introduce themselves, name, what you do, how you heard about 1 Cups, a fun fact, whatever you want to share about yourself. So looking for some introductions, or I'm just going to call on people as well. Anybody want to introduce themselves? All right. If you can put your mask on, that'd be great. Okay.
Hi, my name is Teresa. I just moved here in September because great time to move is in the middle of a pandemic. And my business that I'm representing today is Samsara Life Transformations. I'm a certified fire walk instructor. I'm originally, I've been in Ocala, Florida and active with 1 Million Cups there for quite some time. And my fun fact would be I've started 7 businesses. Most of them are still sustainable and I still have them and I have no GED. Anybody can do anything.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody else? John. There you go.
My name is John Mack. I have 2 companies. One is Brandime, a marketing agency, marketing communications for brand strategy, and also creative execution of campaigns for startups and entrepreneurs. I just started another company called Critical Path Coaching, and I help companies and individuals with their business path, jobs, careers, and so forth. Been in Denver for about 2 years now. Happy to be here. I attended 1 Million Cups in Missouri for a few years prior to moving here, and look forward to learning more about people and what you're establishing here. I'll try to help any way I can.
Cool. All right. Cool. Thank you, John.
Everybody heard of that?
Awesome. Looking on Zoom, any volunteers? I might ask somebody. Isaiah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Yeah, my name is Isaac Greenlee, and
We can't hear you.
Uh-oh.
He's unmuted.
Can you hear me now? Sounds
No?
like Paul can. You guys can't though?
Yeah, I can hear.
Jeff, can you say hi for a second? Maybe our audio is not working.
Yeah, I can hear
We're gonna
Isaac.
fix this. Jeff, can you talk real quick?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear Isaac.
Okay. Let's go. Isaac, you want to go, introduce yourself first, and then we'll go to Jeff right after that.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. So my name is Isaac Greenlee. I work for a company called Nelnet. You guys might have heard of us. We're one of the big student loan servicers for the federal government. I head up our innovation and diversification team within technology at Nelnet. One of our big kind of core values is to diversify and grow, and so that's really where my focus is and my passion. I've been a frequent attendee of like Denver Startup Week, and just really excited about all the great things that are going on in the innovation space, and just the Denver, all the incubation and everything going on. So happy to be involved, and just appreciate being able to do this. And it's made it a little bit easier via Zoom than going in person, but look forward to attending more.
Awesome. Thank you, Isaac. You mentioned Denver Startup Week. Boulder Startup Week is this week right now. If you guys don't know about it, check it out. It's a great place for entrepreneurs to meet other people and also learn some things about entrepreneurship too as well. And then Jeff, you want to do a quick introduction?
Sure, yeah. Jeff Bartholomew, I'm a startup lawyer here in town. I first heard about Million Cups, gosh, and attended some meetings during Denver Startup Week many years ago when you guys were downtown on, I think, 17th or 18th Street in the bank building there. But I help, as I mentioned, I'm a startup lawyer. I work with the founders to get the team put together, get all the important documentation going, bringing in sweat equity partners, and if they seek capital from the outside, I've walked them through the regulatory SEC process of raising capital. Also work with them on intellectual property if they have trademarks, for example, that they want to get registered. That's something that's top of mind for branding strategies. We'll walk the clients through that.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Anybody else want to do introduction? We only have one presenter today, so I'm open to more people talking if you want to. All right, we'll move on then to our first presenter and only presenter. Well, actually, I want to mention we're going to do community announcements later today, so if you have anything you might want to share, start thinking what you might want to say. Before I introduce our first presenter, I just want to make you guys aware that the presenters are here for your feedback. So I really challenge everybody here while you're listening to the presentation, think of something to give some feedback on or a question you can ask after the presentation. Segue to our first presentation, Intelligems. Pricing is hard, causing e-commerce companies to leave money on the table. Intelligems builds data-driven tools for e-commerce stores to price scientifically, allowing them to make more money and improve conversions. Let's give a big round of applause to Adam. Let me switch my screen to his presentation. Right. Okay. And then the down. Oh yeah, that would be helpful. We'll get there.
Testing, great. Hey everyone, great to be here this morning. This is a really cool space. They did not ask me to say that, but the green spaces here in Rhino, I've walked by this building at least a dozen or more times and never knew what was inside. So it's cool to finally be in on the in. So thank you all for joining. My name is Adam Catane. I am the CTO and co-founder of Intelligems. Intelligems is the first profit optimization engine for e-commerce companies. So e-commerce companies face decisions every single day that affect their margins and affect how many people buy their products. This is a typical e-commerce product page. You can see many examples of these kinds of decisions. There's a banner across the top that offers free shipping, but as an e-commerce company, do I offer free shipping or do I charge for shipping? Do I offer first-time discounts for users? How much should those discounts be? Do I offer an incentive for people to sign up to a mailing list? How much should I charge for this product? These are the kinds of decisions that e-commerce companies face and can dramatically affect whether or not people want to buy this product, and when they do, what their margins are on these products. Unfortunately, most e-commerce companies kind of just guess. They're taking a look at what their COGS or their cost of goods are. They have a rough idea of what they want their margins to be, and maybe they set their price that way. Or maybe they look at what competitors in the space are charging for similar types of products, and they set their prices that way. But more or less, they're using their intuition, they're using a few data points, they set the price, and they forget about it. They'll look at what other people are setting as discounts, and they'll maybe mimic what they're doing. But they're not really being scientific about this process. In fact, we spoke to over 100 different e-commerce brands, and 80% of them said they wish they were more sophisticated with their pricing, discounts, and offers and decision-making. One person said, for example, I charge $50 for my product. I have absolutely no idea what would happen if I charged $55, but that would be materially important to me. This is especially important for e-commerce companies because they're typically operating on pretty thin margins. So if you imagine an e-commerce company that has 10 to 20% margins, in this example, a 10% margin, by increasing their revenues by just 5%, that flows down to their bottom line with a 50% increase in profit. And so very small changes in their revenues can dramatically affect their bottom line. So you can see how charging a few dollars for shipping versus free shipping can be meaningful for these companies. So we built Intelligems to solve this problem. We sit in the stream of data that comes from your Shopify store, your Google Analytics, and we're able to try and recommend and optimize your prices, your promotions, your discounts, your offers, your shipping fees. And we're doing this in a more sophisticated scientific way. My partner Drew and I are able to do this because we've done this before. Drew and I work together at the ride-sharing company Via. It's the third largest ride-sharing company in the States. It's headquartered in New York. And when we started at Via, we were flat $5 per ride. Anywhere in New York City, you could take Via. It's a shared ride for $5. And that was a great way to grow the company, but not a great way to make money. And so Drew and I were tasked with the challenge of, let's find opportunities to increase price. I led the pricing algorithms engineering team. My partner Drew led our revenue operations team. I built tools like an A/B testing tool, like our dynamic pricing algorithm, and then Drew used those tools to help meet our financial goals and his team. So we've done this in ride sharing. Ride sharing is arguably very sophisticated when it comes to real-time pricing, dynamic pricing, and price optimization. And so what we're doing is trying to take those similar concepts that we know very well and apply them in e-commerce. So the MVP that we've built is a wedge into solving this problem. What we've built in the last 2 months is an app for e-commerce companies to install in their Shopify store. It allows them to A/B test different prices, discounts, and offers. So some people see $5, some people see $10, and some people see $15, for example. We can track conversion based on what people see, and then tell the companies, this is the price that maximizes your total profit, which is the interaction effect of the conversion and your margins. So this is our MVP. It's already live. And what's super exciting is that our first 2 customers that started using this product back in March, our alpha customers, are seeing material improvements. One company saw a 60% increase in profits on the products that they were testing. Another company saw a 40% increase in profits. So because of the nature of the thin margins that e-commerce companies work on, we're able to drive these improvements. And that's been demonstrated with these companies who've been using us for 2-3 months. And now we're moving on to onboard new companies. So last month in April, we launched our beta. We've signed up 8 companies. We're always looking for more. So if you have people who you know that are in the e-commerce space, always open for an introduction. But the 8 companies we launched in April, we've now processed over $1 million of transactions on the Intelligems platform through those 8 beta companies, and continuing to bring on new companies every single week. And we're really excited because we believe that the tool that we're providing them, as we've shown, can measurably improve their profits and hopefully give them a leg up while they compete against some of the e-commerce giants and retail giants and become more data-driven and scientific and sophisticated about their pricing and discounts the way the Amazons and Walmarts of the world are. I want to say quick shout out to some of our mentors and advisors. We just finished the Techstars Boulder program 2 weeks ago, and our great mentors from that program really helped us accelerate our learnings and intro us to customers and advisors. So thank you to all of them, and I'd love to answer any questions or get any feedback from anyone here. Thank you so much.
Round of applause. Great job, Adam.
Thank you.
To start off, what are some things you're looking for feedback on from your presentation or your business? What would you like to get some insights
I mean,
on?
any and all feedback is welcome. I have thick skin, so you can be critical. I love questions, And we're about to do a pre-seed round of fundraising, so I'm sure we're going to get any questions that you guys have from potential investors or potential customers. So anything is fair game. But if you have questions about the product or the business model or anything, happy to answer.
All right. We'll start with Allie. Jeff, are you ready?
Yeah, I've got a question, but
All right.
did you want to get something from Allie on the table here?
No, I'll let you go first.
All right. I would imagine, but correct me if I'm wrong, that a potential customer of your client might see price changes, daily or maybe even several times a day if they're thinking of making a purchase from one of your clients. Is that does that present problems for the end user customer, or are people at this stage kind of used to that when they based on Lyft and Uber experiences? Have you got any feedback on that from your clients?
Yeah, Jeff, thank you for that question. It's a great question. So the way our product is built allows us that any of the end users, the consumers of these products, when they visit a website, one of our e-commerce customers, we inject a cookie into their browser. So that way, when they return to the website, multiple times in that day or even days or weeks later, we'll be able to identify them and serve them the same experience. So they shouldn't see price changes from noon to evening. That being said, one problem we cannot address is the cross-browser identification. So if you're browsing on your phone and then the next day you log on your computer, we won't be able to track you. And if we're doing a test where 50% of the traffic sees one price and 50% sees a different price, then we can't prevent that. However, a few thoughts. One is that one of the approaches that we've taken and features of the product allows companies to segment the traffic that is included in the test. So for example, I only want to test on traffic that's coming from Facebook and Instagram social media campaigns. That way, if you come directly to the website on your browser, for example, you'll get excluded from this test. So that's one feature that helps mitigate that problem. But another data point is we've had about 700,000 of these end users be exposed to these tests. And we have not seen any customer service complaints from our customers where people are upset because they're seeing two different prices.
Right.
That's not to say that it's not happening, but I think the incidence is very rare and either people aren't noticing or it's not affecting or bothering them. The only complaints that we've seen are, I bought this product in December and now the price is different. And that's more of a nature of just they're changing the prices and they're doing that because their supply chain is changed, their costs of goods are changing.
Right.
They have all sorts of different margin considerations today than they did in December. And so these are the types of things that people are noticing more so than the A/B test specifically.
Great, thanks.
Sure.
Great question, Jeff. Allie, when you're ready.
On the business side, what was your thought process in choosing to use Shopify as your because the business would need to be using Shopify to be able to use you guys. Is that correct?
Correct. So I actually had a slide on that and I took it out for this presentation.
Because I do have a
Way to
few.
go, Allie. Way to go.
I do have a few friends who are startup founders, e-commerce businesses that chose not to use Shopify, and
Interesting.
that's like they could never be your customer then?
Do you know what platform they're on?
They're building it
Okay.
from scratch. Yes.
So it's a really excellent question. The question is why Shopify and do your customers have to be on Shopify? So we spoke to, I said, over 100 different e-commerce companies. And Shopify is by far the largest segment of, I would say, the mid-market e-commerce direct-to-consumer company. Many people sell through Amazon. Many people sell through other retail stores that are online, and then there are other e-commerce platforms. We're, for now, focusing on Shopify and specifically Shopify Plus, so that way we can be very targeted with, as we build our product, as we think about our go-to-market strategy, we can be very focused on what we're building and try and capture a lot of value for a narrow slice of customers. That being said, the narrow slice of Shopify Plus customers is over 10,000 Shopify Plus customers. So there's a large market for this. But to Ali's point, there are a lot of other companies out there that are on different platforms. So eventually, yes, we would love to be able to like expand our product beyond Shopify and incorporate the Magentos and the WooCommerces and the custom backends of the world. Another hot topic in the e-commerce space is headless commerce, where you have Gold Commerce and Cord, which is these are companies where they're creating alternative Shopify competitors, if you will. So eventually, yes, we'd love to be able to support all of them and every custom backend. For now, we're focused on Shopify Plus to try and make sure that our product works great for these people. We're also a team of 2. We actually are growing the team by 50% this week, so that's super exciting.
It's a big number.
Yeah. So to 3. So so that's great. But yeah. So for now, it's just Shopify Plus. Thanks, Ali.
Well, you guys, before I go to John, feedback from me. I really like how you talked about your experience with the rideshare and how you done this type of analytics and bringing it to this platform. So that's great validation. Curious, are you going to be A/B testing your pricing?
Yeah. Well, one of the key components of A/B testing is data size or sample size. And so what we tell our customers is you need about 400 or 500 orders before we can reach statistical significance. And part of our tool built in will tell you how much more time and how statistically significant your tests and your data are.
Yeah.
We are not at a level of scale where we have that kind of sample size. So not yet, but eventually maybe. We would love to be at that sample size where we can A/B test our pricing.
Cool. All right. I saw John back here.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I think it's very intriguing. I have a couple quick questions for you. One is, who do you perceive as your competition? Obviously, that's a fundamental. The second is, why would you go after the smaller companies? Why not knock on Shopify's door and say, you need to acquire us, we'll do pilots and prove that we'll improve the scope of your company?
Great question. Remind me of the first one.
Who do you perceive as your competition?
Right. Okay, so the first question was competition. The second question is about Shopify and our target customer and our strategy. So on competition, there are some companies that do A/B testing in the Shopify ecosystem, not quite as scientifically or statistically rigorously as we believe is important. And so that's one sort of cloud. And those are sort of cheaper and lower end, let's say $150 a month, $250 a month companies. Then you have the more high-end A/B testing softwares like the Optimizely's and BWO of the world, which are in the thousands of dollars a month. And these are generic A/B testing frameworks that allow you to run any kind of A/B test. And where we see ourselves is sort of in the middle, where we're purpose-built for testing and optimizing your unit economics. So we're specifically built for the unit economics on an e-commerce site, not just any A/B test that you could dream up. So what that means is you don't need a developer to run these tests or to integrate it. It's very, very simple to just plug and play. But we believe that we're providing more statistical rigor than some of the lower end of the competition. So that's the quick note on the competitive landscape. On the Shopify landscape, Shopify has a rich ecosystem of partners and apps that are built onto Shopify. So someone told me who's very familiar with Shopify that Shopify cares about 3 Ps. Their product, the PMS, which is the product management system, the payments, so making sure that they're charging and getting the revenue for all of the payments that go through their gateway. And the third is their partners. So we are under the heading of partners, where they want to create a rich ecosystem of people, companies like us, where e-commerce sites built on Shopify can pick and choose which apps, which services they want to embed into their store. And we get a lot of support from the Shopify APIs and the ecosystem, and it's a great channel for us potentially when we are listed and can be discovered through the Shopify App Store. So Shopify, I think, intentionally doesn't acquire or compete with companies that are in their partner ecosystem unless they compete with them on product management or payments. And so that's where we find ourselves, as more of a partner to Shopify. You know, I think that that's an important thing for us to keep an eye on as we continue to develop the business.
Cool. Thank you, John. Josh.
You mentioned that you need 500 people to really have a good test.
Yeah.
How many transactions would a company make sense for you to take on? Is there companies that are too small? Are there companies that are too big for what you guys are currently set up for now?
Yeah.
What is kind of that sweet spot that you guys are looking to hit, and who are good clients for you?
Yeah, great question. So Josh was asking about who our target customer is. What we've been putting out there is any company making 5 million annual revenue or more is sort of in our wheelhouse. We can go a bit below that, and it's not so much about dollars, but it's about, to the point, order volume. So if you're selling very cheap products, then maybe you don't have as high revenue numbers, but your order volumes are very high. So we like to be able to achieve statistical significance in 2 or 3 weeks. Once we get longer than a month, the tool doesn't become as valuable, and it's not sticky, and it's fun to use if you're waiting 2 months for results. So we'd like companies that have 200, 300, 400 orders a week on the products that they're testing. So that's sort of the rough ballpark. But the other reason we're targeting 5 million and plus annual revenue companies is because we believe that's where we can have bigger dollar impact, where a 10% improvement on a $10 million store is $100,000 a year. And that's where, we can start to command meaningful software revenues for us, and also providing them 10x ROI on their subscription to us. So that's why we're targeting larger companies, is because just a small percent impact can be big on their bottom line.
Thanks, Josh. I'm going to look at Zoom real quick. Anybody on Zoom have feedback or a question? Going once. I don't see anybody. All right, Teresa.
Will you be able to convert this over to something like where you're, I do have products that I sell, but eventually the bulk of what I do is like through Eventbrite or meetup groups, tickets to events. And the way I push that is through educational materials on my website. Is that something that you'll be able to track eventually, or is it just product based?
No, an area, actually, and one of our investors started a company and has since exited it, in selling educational materials online. And so digital goods are a huge and growing space, and I think a really interesting opportunity, because it's also very hard to know how much do you price this digital good. It doesn't have a traditional cost of goods, right? Like, it doesn't, not on a boat, in a shipping container. And so how much do I charge for this is truly a function of how much people are willing to pay, and where can I maximize sales. So I think it's an incredibly interesting space for us. And it's something that we've considered, and again, I think eventually we'd love to get to. But at this point, we don't integrate with an Eventbrite or with a Teachable or one of those platforms. But I think as an an area where there's probably a lot of opportunity for optimization with pricing and discounts. He told us when we first met him that he always used to, and I don't know if this is a strategy that you've used, is he would set the price, quote unquote, at some astronomically high number, put the strike through it, and then it would be offered at some 80 or 90% discount, which makes people feel like they're getting a great deal. And then they would run tons of experiments around 85% off, 90% off, 80% off. And that way also people don't feel like they're much more accustomed to discounts and discounts changing over time. And I think that that's something that we're all very comfortable with. And so that's another area where I think we'll see potentially a lot of value and have been exploring.
Great question. There is a question from Paul on Zoom. Does this system need to be in place all the time to maintain the higher margins?
Paul, I'm so happy you asked that question. One of the biggest things that we are focusing on right now is thinking about how do we move our product from discrete price testing, where they say, I want to test $40 versus $45 on a product. I get the insights, and then they unplug Intelligems, to a much more ongoing system where we're delivering value. So a few thoughts on that. One is one of our customers is testing their subscription pricing. So they offer, buy this coffee for one time, or buy it with a subscription, subscribe and save for 20% off, or 15% off, or 25% off, right? So how much do I discount the subscription to incentivize people to go for the subscription? I know that traditionally my subscription LTV is 6x the one-time purchase LTV. LTV is lifetime value, because they're going to continue to buy this product month after month after month. And so I want to drive people to subscription. Although if I increase the discount for subscription, am I going to create a behavior where people buy and cancel 1 month later, and all of a sudden they're gaming my system and just seeking promotions instead of actually driving people to the subscription product for long term? So for that person with the subscription product, they will need to continue to keep us plugged in order to see that value and understand what the long-term LTV impacts are for those different subscription offerings. The other component is, once we've identified elasticity from different channels, let's say your Facebook and Instagram traffic converts much better when you offer them a 5% discount on their first order, but people who search for a product directly on Google and land based on a product search, they don't need that 5% discount to convert. And you're just throwing away money when you offer that 5% discount. We can discern that level of elasticity and that incrementality of that discount, and then in an ongoing fashion, provide that discount based on where the traffic is coming from. So if you leave us plugged in, we know, okay, let's serve this 5% off now. Let's not serve the 5% off now. Let's offer free shipping to this customer, because we believe that, what we've seen about this customer, they will convert better with free shipping. So we can, in an ongoing live fashion, offer those discounts, offers, free shipping, whatever, based on where that person is coming from, whatever first-party information we know about that customer. And so that's another way where, once we've learned the elasticity, we can just deliver value in perpetuity in an ongoing fashion. And that's where we aim to get to in the next few months.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Who else
Thank
has
you, Paul.
feedback or question? Let's see. Okay, we're going to Courtney over here.
Thanks for all the questions, by the way.
Yeah, of course. So my question is always fun with people that are just starting out. I just want to know where you plan to fail the hardest. And I like to know what you haven't considered or where you see your weak spot is going to be, because we're all friends here. None of us want to take you out, but that's, the area that we can help you to shore up.
Yeah. So that's a really interesting question, Courtney. Thank you. Where do I think we'll fail the hardest? Well, one of the things that we need to test next for ourselves and going back to our pricing. So far in our beta group, we've been charging $150 a month to our beta customers. That has been a pretty easy sale. $150 a month is a great bargain for our product. We believe that we need to move that price point to around an average $1,000 a month average contract value. So in the next few weeks, we're going to start having these conversations where we have to kind of muster up the courage to ask for $1,000 a month to use our product. We have a few data points now that we can show as case studies about how well our product works and how much value it can deliver. So we feel pretty confident that $1,000 a month is still great ROI. However, we'll see. I mean, I'm optimistic people are willing to pay $1,000 a month, but that might be a big red flag if not. So hopefully that is not where we crash and burn, but I'll let you know in a few weeks.
Awesome. Anyone else? Josh? Go ahead.
How do extensions like a Honey or Retail Me Not or things like that try and plug and play a bunch of different coupons, how will that affect your data?
Yeah, so I mean, we capture every time someone uses a coupon. So one of the analyses that we're doing right now with some of our customers is they're blown away to learn that 90%, 70%, 75% of their orders have a coupon code attached to them. And in some cases, they're spending, actually we did this analysis yesterday, 8 to 11% of their revenues are then going back to the customer in discounts. So 10% off the top in discounts on average. That's a lot of money, especially when you think about this as a $1 trillion a year e-commerce industry. We're talking about $100 billion of discounts. There's definitely room for efficiency there. That's why I think the example of this person came from a search for a specific product. Maybe they want, I don't know, shirts that have funny logos or whatever, right? And they land on your product page and it's exactly what they search for. Like, do we need to give that person a discount for them to convert? Or is that just throwing away money? Can we be more efficient and targeted with discounts? I think is a huge opportunity. And we're seeing some of our customers moving away from discount codes like Save 10 or Springtime 20 to unique one-time only discount codes. So that solves the Honey problem, but they're still using those unique one-time discounts for every person that lands on the page. So they've gotten around the part of the problem, but they haven't totally solved it. So this is where we think we can add a lot of value. But I think the Honeys of the world are, I mean, I use Honey because why not? And if you don't, honestly, you should.
Looks like we have, is it Ganesh, did you have a question feedback?
Yep, just a simple question. Thanks, great presentation, Nick. Question is like, when you did all these data science and all, did you had a chance to get the public data or any data available apart from your customers to apply all your A/B testing and like all the I would say all the models that you are applying?
So if I understand your question, you're asking if we used other sources of data, like publicly available sources, in addition to the first-party data that we're capturing, right?
Correct.
So at the moment, no. We're using entirely first-party data that our customers have access to, that they're generating, and that we're generating, right? So we show 100 people one price, 100 people a different price, and we're able to measure their conversion. That's all first-party data that we're generating and using in our analysis. I'm trying to think of examples of publicly available third-party data. One of the ideas, I mean, the way that our data and privacy works is we're not allowed to sell or bundle up and distribute or resell the data that we're capturing. However, we are able to use that data to improve our algorithms. So as we continue to receive, and have more customers on our platform and we get more data, ideally we'll be able to use that data to help companies that have smaller volumes of first-party data, companies that aren't doing the 500 orders a week of a product they want to A/B test, help them bootstrap that data using aggregate data and using improvements in our algorithms to help low sample size companies. So that's one opportunity we see down the road. If you have ideas of publicly available data sources, I'm super open to them.
Pun intended. Open
source.
Yeah.
I'm open to open source data. Yeah. So Ganesh, if you have any other ideas, or if you want to shoot me an email, or anyone for that matter, I'm Adam@Intelligems.io. So feel free to. I'm happy to explore that further.
Yeah, for sure. I'm data engineer, so I always look for the third-party data. That's my job. So.
Very cool. Thank you.
All right. Any other final thoughts? Yeah.
This is just general feedback. I know that you are a data guy and that this is a data program, but if what you are trying to sell to are people that are lost in the data or have no idea about data, I would find at least one thing that you can repeat continuously for all of us non-data people, because sometimes in the presentation it seems a little muddled, like your whole goal and your whole presentation value proposition is to reduce the amount of information I have. And you are a wealth of information, which is fabulous, and I want to trust you with it. But if I have questions on it, and then I'm chased down like these, here's the 17,000 different options you'll have. I'm like, no. That's what you're supposed to fix. So if you had one thing you said that was like simplify and deliver actionable items, like it could be that. And that's basically how you blanket answer every question. I don't actually want the answer. I just want to know that you've thought of the question. So just in general, you are a data guy, and I can tell, like, anytime someone asks a question, your brain is like, and I'm like, oh, buddy, just one thing that we can walk away with, because ultimately my desire in hiring you would be for you to simplify it. So when you give me the technical answer, I might run. Not me, because I also like data, but just in general.
Great feedback. Thank you, Courtney. And so maybe if there's one thing I can leave you all with, the boiled down version of it, we can help optimize profits on e-commerce stores. If you know any e-commerce companies or any owners of e-commerce stores or anyone that might be exposed to e-commerce companies, we'd love an introduction. We can help them optimize their profits. And Nick, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you. Round of applause for Adam. You actually segued to what as a community can we do for you, and you already answered that question. So that was great. I do want to mention feedback, tech joke. You mentioned cost of goods sold for digital products and containers that they're not being shipped on, but there's actually like technical containers like Docker containers and Kubernetes containers. And so there is a cost with those. But anyway, that's way over that joke. Okay, moving on. Any community announcements from the audience or tech? Any events people are having? I know Allie and Jody have some. Let me get my mask back on. All right. Here you go. Go ahead.
So 1 million green spaces again, and my company Good Elephant are partnering to offer a networking event on Monday night. It's called the Elephant Collective, and it's last time we decided it should just be called Mindful People Mingling. It's kind of like a happy hour with also fresh squeezed juice from Suja Juice Company that's sponsoring. And it's just a bunch of people who are, community conscious, mindful people hanging out here at Green Spaces, and we have a great time. So it's 6 to 8 p.m. this coming Monday, May 17th, here at Green Spaces. Thanks. And then Jody has something too.
Can you share the link in the LinkedIn group later today? Awesome, thank you.
Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Jody. I'm the founder of the Odyssey CBD. We're hosting an event June 4th. It's on a Friday. There's gonna be beer, music. I will be speaking about the basic of CBD. And then there's gonna be a panel. So come check us out. The link is on, or Nick, can you like send the link?
Yeah, we'll share it on
Yeah?
the LinkedIn group.
Okay, cool. So Nick will share it on LinkedIn and hope to see you guys there.
What's the panel about?
Mental health matters.
There you go. And I'll be emceeing it if that's gonna make people come. If you're enjoying these jokes, more to come. If you're not enjoying them, still show up for Jody. Okay. Any other announcements? Anybody on Zoom want to share anything? We good, Zoom? Okay. Moving on. I got like 3 mics. A lot of things in my hands. I know. So we'll be here again next week, May 19th. I will not be here. Wah, wah, wah. But Ali will be here emceeing. So get excited. We'll also have Zoom open. So I'll be on Zoom checking you guys out as well. Quick reminder, all you guys here in Green Spaces is awesome. Everybody on Zoom, you guys are awesome as well. Thank you so much for coming each week. Really appreciate it. Just a reminder, we have a website, 1millioncups.com/Denver. This is where you can share the link to your friends, coworkers to come and join us. All the information about the events on there. Also to present, there's a quick application to fill out, and information on today's presenters on the website as well. And that's, oh wait, I skipped a lot of slides there. We're social, we're on every social media platform out there. The pun of the day. My friend was whining about his car, but I was in no mood for a sob story. It's a car. I'm not sure if you guys know it. If you're not a car person, you might not get that. You can use it today if you want. You're welcome. So thank you, everyone, for coming out this week. Everybody here in Green Spaces can hang out for a little bit. There's coffee in the back. If you want to stay for the whole day, you're welcome to do that. Just check in the front. Everybody on Zoom, thank you for hanging out. I'll leave it open if you guys want to chat. But if not, we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Round of applause for everybody for coming out. All right. Music. Play. Huh? Huh? Okay. Cool. All right. What's that? Today was a good pun day. There's a lot of good puns today.
There were a lot of puns.
Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah.
That's because it rhymes.
Why not Wednesday? I also like the one that I made was like about the open source. I didn't have this awesome look. I'm like, no. That's great.
Yeah. Yep. I really feel like you and I relate like a husband and wife couple. I'm just like, babe. I feel like
just felt like, oh my god.
killing me. We're shouting at each other like married people. We found out that we kind of behave like one, so we might as well just embrace it. I think publicly we'll relate like that. Or I get annoyed at his puns, and he tells me we're late for something, and
I need to talk to her after she has coffee.
yeah, we've worked out the boundaries of our relationship. We're good to go. No puns before coffee is a rule. Yeah, Marissa.
Should I make that a slide?
No puns before coffee.
Oh, okay.
See, you're our best friend. You don't understand why I'm upset with my husband here. When you're just like, I think he's great. And I'm like, no, he's not.
Oh, I heard the buzz. Oh,
enter in one, that flips the world upside down and I have to start all over, putting things in order.
You have to go brush your teeth again?
Yeah, well, I definitely need to wash out his mouth.
The elephant collected.
Yeah.
It's like 94 people reading it.
Okay.
It's like good elephants and signature.
Okay. Is the idea to talk about certain topics or just?
Last time it looked a lot like a happy hour.
Yeah.
It looked and felt a lot like a happy hour, like we were over there and there were like little groups of
Okay.
2 or 3 people, like what do you do? But it just all ended up very mindful instead of, oh, I'm a, coder.
Okay, so with someone like exciting in that conversation?
Nope.
No, okay, just like to it?
It's just like happy hours.
Okay.
But mindful. Like, so,
Let's try to jump in, like, it's not mindful, guys.
yeah.
It's to be
Like,
more mindful.
only comes with 10 mindful ones.
Okay.
And you have fun.
Whatever fun you come with, as long as you mindfully consider it.
I was mindful about this one. They're all.
Yeah, if it
It's on my mind. They're all
doesn't
here.
land, you just gotta add, that was mindful. And people have to accept it.
Yeah.
Everyone else is talking. Josh is doing a great job. Now he put me in a very awkward position.
Another issue.
I can do anything. Holy cow. Leave our funding with the division. I would say, I have not worked.
Sounds like a whole new CrossFit.
Can you use your feet?
The next thing I hear is I want to do that as a couples retreat. I'm like, oh no. No, that would be fun.
Angry man.
Of course.
Like, holy shit, we just did that.
Oh, Mexican.
Yeah.
Check it out, like American steel. Yeah.
No, actually, Americans have like. But that's the one. That would be the only one where I'm hesitant to do that relation. Everything else, I'm like, okay.
Very science behind it.
Knowing that you know, see, I have two things in mind, because I was, you know, that you know, that you know, that you know, but I also say, because I'm what you ever ask everything, everything, I'm like, I know that, little things like, like, I do it all the time, and I'm like, really, what a waste this to just ask for things like, well, then, what if I'm wrong, like, so I'm gonna, and then, but it also works it out, like, that skill that I'm best. I don't have a degree or I hold a phone. I just got I'm gonna go on fire that I'm like, that's what he does in the fitness business.
Yeah.
Can you remember any of these little
bars? Worst case you got.
What a story to tell in the bars, right? It's my life. Scars, so like for guys, a lot of people things like that.
Telling a rebar skewer in the bar.
Yeah.
It's true. So we were ready to move, and we were living overseas. I was living in Tel Aviv, and we were ready to move. These days, we weren't sure where we were going to live. Like I was from New York City, California, like maybe like this is for us. And so she got here, and I knew that I was going to be starting to move. So we were like, I could be anywhere. Wherever you had a job, just go there. And I here. He's in New York. But I don't know. We were like, well, I was starting a company. Like, oh, we're getting bored. I was gonna say, I'm from Colorado. This is pretty true. Yeah. I have so many friends from New York that are This is super fun. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. I might stay for a little while. Whole half an hour. So I'm gonna stay for that.
can use mine.
Oh, amazing. See if I can just get like 10 minutes of charge.
I'm at 94%. I'm good for a while.
Yeah, I'll just take some like for the next 10 or 15 minutes
Go for
and
it.
I should be
Yeah.
good.
Or-